So can I say as a man, right, that perfect balanced man that you're looking for doesn't exist.
I know.
And so you having that in your head, and I think that's a lot of the time why women get disappointed with men, because they've created this actual man in their head that actually doesn't exist, right? And so you're looking for this man and you think, oh, that's the one. It's like, he doesn't exist. No woman has found the quote unquote perfect man yet. They're looking for him though. And I think that's because you guys have been sold a Disney version of what relationships are. You know, like men, there are just good men and good women, right, out there. And I think that this whole, a man should be this, we want that. He's got to have an edge to him, but then he's got to be nice, and he's got to be loyal, but then he's got to be a homemaker, but then he can't be too nice. It's like how this list is like how long? Like
so
what is this list?
How it is the list from men about women? Then tell me.
Our list is very simple.
Tell us.
Don't talk too much. Okay, be cooperative. Be a good mother if you got children, and cooperate. Like
don't talk too much. What the hell?
Because men like peace.
So
we too.
No, women don't like peace. Women don't like peace. I generally don't think women like peace. I think once women get peace, they get bored. I think women like excitement. Yeah, I think they like something a little bit more edgy, a little bit more exciting. Because if you give a woman too much peace, she's like, oh, this is a little bit boring. Whereas men will be happy to be bored for the rest of their life, chill with a woman, have this woman as their woman, and be like, all right, cool, this is my woman for the rest of her life.
Did you know women only swipe right between 5 and 15% of the time on dating apps, where men swipe right 50 to 60% of the time?
Why do you think that is?
Why? Because women have to be more selective. We carry a kid for 9 months, so it's like in our DNA, in my opinion. Where men were more programmed to like spread their seed. And like women have a long list of requirements typically as that prerequisite, which sometimes are probably unreasonable. Yeah.
I think women get disappointed by their own expectations.
Yes.
And I think I think women's expectations are quite deluded, if I'm totally honest. I think it's like I've known a few women who have said, oh, I wanted this guy and I got with him, but he was too nice. I said, but you said you wanted a nice guy. Yeah, but he was too, does too nice mean? What do you mean? Yeah, he was just a bit boring. He was just a bit squared. He didn't have any like edge to him. It's like, that is why when women go for these quote unquote dogs, they have that excitement. They have that spice to them. They have that edge to them. And then when that man acts the way he's supposed to act as that type of guy, you get disappointed. You're like, he's a dog. It's like, no, well, you picked him. You picked him because you saw that edge in him.
I agree with that. Yeah, I think there's like there's like the too sweet guy, and there's like the player, the excitement. There's like, I never met a guy that has both. I've met a guy that has very sweet. That was my 7-year relationship, my ex. And then I met another guy for 1.5 years, and he gave me all that excitement and then trauma, and I'm still healing. So this is not me normal.
So why did you? So with the sorry, if you don't mind me asking. So the 7-year guy, what was bad about that? Like, what was bad about that relationship?
He's a great guy. Like when it comes to heart, like he's a great human. You know, he has a good heart. I just feel like he would make me jealous on purpose, like in front of me. I don't know why. You know, like I was like, what the fuck? I feel like he was probably insecure, and that's your problem. And if you want to talk about it, let's talk about it. I'm here to listen, but I'm not here to experience your pain or triggering your frustrations. You know, if you get triggered, don't put it on me. So yeah, he was making me jealous, and then on my birthday, for example, I actually got traumatized because, honestly, so he was next to me, and a girl was next to him, and he was talking to her. I don't mind, talk who the fuck you want, but then he was putting his
sounded like
hand.
You minded.
No, I mind.
I'm not gonna lie, it sounded like you did mind.
I mind because that's what I'm telling you right now, is because he was talking to her and he was putting his hand on her leg, and it was like glue on his hand. He didn't just touch and, you know, took off. It just let his hand there, like had glue for 5 minutes. And then I pinched myself. And on my birthday, I just felt like, what the fuck, you know? Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Wow. I didn't mean to like make you tell that story and like get upset.
But yeah. Anyway. So yeah, it's my birthday, you know. It's your day. It's a day that you cannot forget, you know, because you're gonna always remember. And
it's hard when it's situations like that that make you think about just other situations, because 7 years is a long time. And if I were you, I'd be like, I'm for the streets too. Forget him. I'm out here. I'm gonna go around and find something better. So it's hard to want to find the person that you want, and you have these things, and you essentially get that person, but they is what you want, but in the end it's like not what you want. And you're like, I never thought that person would have done that. But it's like we cast our vision on what we want, but we don't see past. It's like our hand is our vision, but we can't see past our hand because our hand's in the way, and what they really are is behind our hand, but we don't move it because like, this is what I want, this is what I see, and I want this, but what they really are is behind it. And I feel like we as women have standards, which we should for ourselves, but it's so astronomical that we're not able to really see who a person is. So stuff like that happens because we have these standards and this image of who we want in our lives, that we can't see the red flags, or we see them but we don't acknowledge them, or we don't say anything about them. We brush it off like, oh, this